Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Now, I know today is Valentine's Day, and when we think of Valentine's Day, we think of the word love. And I think love is a beautiful thing. I think it's great to be able to give love. I think it's great to receive love. But my question is, do you give and receive love to yourself? In other words, do you really love who you are? Now, before you say yes, it's good to really know what loving yourself really means, because anybody can say that they love themselves, but is it really in alignment with the actions? Are you actually taking the steps in your own personal life on a day-to-day basis to really say that you love yourself? So when you really get to a point where you know that you can only make yourself happy, that's a sign of you really loving yourself. When you are proud of who you are, when you're confident in who you are, when you are doing the things that you love, being an asset to others, enjoying your life, and going after those goals and those dreams that you really want to do, that's when you know you are really coming into loving yourself as an individual. So when you look at your life, and when you look at the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, is it in alignment with you loving yourself? And that's something that you have to honestly be transparent about. Now, one thing about loving yourself, you have to really get that you're not being selfish for loving yourself. It's almost like we feel some form of guilt of being able to put ourselves first. But when you make yourself a priority, that means that you're able to give another person or other people an exceedingly amount of love. Remember, love is contagious. And when you are loving yourself at your full capacity, you're able to do the same to others. Now, one thing about loving yourself as well is that you got to be able to love yourself for who you are, meaning that you got to love yourself unconditionally. You know, we'll ask a person, well, what do you want out of a relationship? And one of the things that people will say is that I want somebody to love me unconditionally. I want somebody to love me for who I truly am and all my imperfections. But then when it comes to our own unconditional love for ourselves, we will put conditions on it. So we don't look a certain type of way, or we may not have a certain shape, or we may not be a certain weight. We'll put conditions on it. So we feel like we don't supposed to love ourselves because we're not a certain way, or we don't look a certain way. But the last time I checked, nobody is the same. All of us are different. So why not love who you truly are? Why not embrace that and focus on the things that you are great at and what you do have that makes you so unique, instead of being so concerned about the things that you don't have? So I just wanted to share that briefly with you guys, because loving yourself unconditionally is probably one of the most important factors about yourself. And when you also love yourself, you attract a certain type of individual. And one thing about it is that you don't want somebody around for the sake of saying, I got somebody. You know how many people do that? They don't even really like the person, but because they haven't really loved who they are yet, they're just accepting anybody that comes their way. See, one thing about truly loving yourself, you're not finna just bring anybody in your space. That's a very sacred space in your life that you're not trying to share with just anybody. You want somebody to come in your life to add value. You want somebody to come in your life to be an asset. You want somebody to enhance the current happiness that you already have. So I just wanted to really share this with everybody, because we need to have a deeper appreciation for love. You know, we ask so much for other people and to give us so much of their love, when in reality, we need to give ourselves that same type of love that we require in other people. So if you like this video, please share it with other people, because self-love is the best love. And before we ask anybody to love us, it's very important that we love ourselves. So until next time, guys, own your happiness, own your peace, and own your great.